couple of days ago, I asked if I could get a Black & Decker variable speed pool pump, and I'm on my way to get it right now. Hey guys.
Hi.
Do you have a package for me? Box 188?
It's that one right there.
Where?
Found it.
The really, really big one?
The really, really big one.
This nice gentleman is carrying this out to my car. He says it's because it gives him something to do. But I think he's just trying to get out of work for a couple minutes. Is that right?
No comment.
Mission accomplished. The pump is in the back of the van. Back to the house. So here's the pump, and I still think it looks like a toy, but we're gonna get into it. It's the lid of the pump right here. It's got a little gasket in it. It's kind of all standard stuff. Let me flip it to the other side. Standard drain valve on the front. For the suction side drain valve, this is the pressure side drain valve. Over here, we have a bonding lug. All this is pretty standard. Right here is our junction box for the power. This is a 240 volt or 220 volt pump. So you will need to have 220 volts if you want to run this pump. It has unions. These look like some pretty standard unions. The gaskets are translucent. That's kind of weird. And then the nut locks over it like that. It has an extra one, probably 1.5 and 2 inch pump basket. It's a pretty solid pump basket. Feels good. Let's go ahead and take a little closer look here. This is an adjustable mounting plate so that you can put it to a couple different pump sizes. This type of motor is very common in variable speed pumps. This is what's called a totally enclosed fan-cooled motor, which means the fan is back here and it sucks in air here, blows it out through this vent right here and up through these little fins. There's fins all the way around the motor. This has smaller fins than what I'm used to seeing. Most of the fins, for lack of a better word, or heat sinks, are a little bit larger, but this one has more of them. They're just smaller. All right, so let's get to taking this apart now. This pump is actually made by a company called Blue Torrent and is just private labeled for Black & Decker. Blue Torrent makes a ton of pool parts, from brushes to filters and a lot of other stuff. Huh, that makes that difficult to get out. I don't like that at all. I wanted to save this for later, but I gotta take this off to be able to get this bolt out. Yeah, so I don't like that at all. The two top bolts and the bottom two bolts are very difficult to get to. Looks like I've got to take off this top panel to be able to pull these bolts out, which, I mean, I guess it's not a big deal, but it's kind of a pain. Well, I've got this open, control board. Yeah, cool. You can turn this right here any way that you want to get the orientation of your panel right, which is cool. This has a little gasket in there, and that's your control panel right there. The inside of the volute. All right, this right here is the diffuser. It has a standard gasket where you would see. This reminds me very much of a Jandy Stealth. a smaller version of the Jandy Stealth. It has these two little bolts here, which historically on the Jandy Stealth has been really the biggest failing point, and for this to only have two little bolts to hold the diffuser on, I don't really like that. I'd like to see at least 4 bolts to hold the diffuser on. But let's go ahead and take the diffuser off. This is the impeller, the gray part. That is called a seal plate. Let's see what we can do to get this impeller off. You should be able to stick an Allen wrench right there to hold the motor in place. I'm going to take off the fan housing. Looks like it has just 3 Phillips head screws. This pump and all of its parts are only available through poolpartstogo.com. So if you want the pump or any of the parts, that's where you need to go to get it. Link is in the description below. It's got a mechanical seal on the impeller shaft. There's the other bit. Let's go ahead and finish taking this off. Oh, that sucks. Those are bigger bolts, not 9/16. I am not going to be able to take that off. That is unfortunate. I do not like the fact that these aren't 9/16 bolts. Black & Decker team, you need to fix this ASAP, because there is no reason to not have 9/16 bolts for everything. Also, this little spot right here, this little hole, on all pumps, there is a place for an Allen key to go there, so you don't have to take off the fan guard. In the manual, in figure 8, there is a diagram that they want you to stick a screwdriver through the fan guard into the fan. There is 2 little holes on the ring of the fan, for lack of a better word, and they want you to hold the fan that way to unscrew the impeller. Let's get a good look at the diffuser. It has just a couple of spots right there, right there, right there, right there. So 4 spots that lock this diffuser into the seal plate. And then over here, you've got your electronics panel. This is how you control the pump. And I look forward to seeing that tomorrow. Guys, one thing I've really noticed about this pump that does make it different from most other variable speeds is this is designed to be a standalone pump. There doesn't appear to be any way that you can connect this with any automation system. And there it is, back together. Tomorrow, I'm going to be able to install this, so here we go. All right, it is time to install this pump. I am going to be replacing a Pentair IntelliFlow, and according to the manual, the pump will replace, as far as height and width of where the plumbing goes, it will replace an Pentair IntelliFlow. So let's get into this. These are called high temp unions, and it is what I will be using instead of the unions that come with this, because after I get done testing this Black & Decker pump, I'm going to be putting my IntelliFlow back on. distance between the front of the pump and where the output is about a 1/4 inch shy of where the IntelliFlow is. The manual said it would fit just right. The manual also says a whisper flow, but the wet end on a whisper flow is identical to the IntelliFlow. All right, so it's time to prime this puppy, get it powered up, and see how it works. Schedule and stop start, and it's been about a month since I did everything that you just saw, and here are my thoughts, some takeaways. I really did not want to like this pump. I really did not, but I put it on, and over the past month, it has done a great job of circulating the water in my pool. Now, here's a couple of the negative things. I was comparing it against a Pentair IntelliFlow pump. And IntelliFlow is kind of like the Ferrari of pool pumps, so it's not really a fair comparison. The IntelliFlow is a 3 horsepower pump. This particular version of the Black & Decker pump is a 2 horsepower. Not really comparing apples to apples. I was unable to run my magic bowls, but to be fair, my pool has a lot of bells and whistles. I've got magic bowls, I've got bubblers, I've got a heater, I've got a UV system, salt cell. I just have a lot of stuff on my pool. This pump is made for a system that is pretty basic. This is about an $800 pump. Put it on your system, replace your single speed for sure, and run with it. The way that I measured flow in this particular instance was I measured the height of my bubblers. I know that's not a very scientific way to do that, but that's what I did. I measured the low speed height for both the Black & Decker and the IntelliFlow, and I measured the high speed height for both the Black & Decker and IntelliFlow. With the IntelliFlow on high speed, which I had set at 2,900 RPMs, I was getting a height on my bubbler of 12.5 inches. On the high speed on the Black & Decker, I had that set at 3,300 RPMs, and I was getting a height of 11 inches. On the low speed on the IntelliFlow at 1,900 RPMs, I was getting a height of 7.5 inches. And on the Black & Decker pump, on low speed, 1,900 RPMs, I was getting a height of 7 inches. Not very scientific, but I think we get the point. Now, you watching this need to know, if you decide to purchase one of these pumps, that you're going to be putting it on yourself. You are going to be installing this. This is not really a pump that a professional is going to put on for you. All of the part numbers and whatnot are in the description below, as well as a link to purchase this pump if you are so inclined to do so. And if you do, I get $2, so you're kind of helping out the channel also. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a share for sure, let people know, and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Thanks, have a good day.